Greetings, everyone. Welcome into a brand new edition of the Gimme the Hot Sauce podcast. Stacey King alongside, and Timmy Whispers even made it. He's got the beer going. Pro tip here, we're taping around noon, but Tim's already drinking. So
Somebody's drinking somewhere.
Yeah, what's the story here?
Hey, it's not drinking all day unless you start in the morning. I mean,
Wow.
You know this.
Wow.
You did pass the noon hour, though, so at least you accomplished that much.
Yeah, I'm not going to go with the old 5 o'clock somewhere thing because that's dull. You just get up and get going.
He's really fired up.
And look at his shirt. Look at his shirt, America.
It's a party shirt.
It looks like he just came from a disco, like 1976 with disco ball. Look at it.
Yeah, and you're still selling paper
You
towels.
know it's cold as hell out there. Okay, Chicago knows about the flannel. Okay, just because you don't wear it, you're wearing a tight shirt that I can see your heartbeat. Don't take it out on me, buddy. Okay.
How are those trees coming down?
Hey, well, same thing as Disco Danny Terrio. How's that Saturday Night Fever dance going?
30
Actually,
plus
not
years
too
of
bad.
abuse. These guys are like
years.
an old married couple. I don't know what's going on.
Listen,
here.
I'm not gonna let you
It's
harass me. I got more important things to do.
Hey, where's everybody else in the office? It's supposed to be a holiday party. Everybody's gone. They checked out.
I told them to go to the store and pick up more beer, so
right.
hopefully they're
Oh
getting
my
that done.
Oh my God.
Well, hey, the Bulls are hot. They're on a winning streak, and we are excited about it. We're also excited about their brand new rookie, first-round draft pick, Buzelis. He's a native of Hinsdale, and now he's kind enough to join us on the Gimme the Hot Sauce podcast. Modest, welcome into the show. How is your rookie season going? How are you adjusting to everything in the NBA?
What's up, everybody? First of all, truly an honor to do this. Stacey, appreciate you.
Thanks for coming on, bud.
Of course. Rookie season has been, a lot of ups and downs, but I think I'm learning a lot, and that's the most important thing, I believe.
Talk a little bit about your path coming to the NBA, and then, you had to go to the G League, and you played a year in the G League, and that was an experience for you. But then when it came to the draft time, here you are getting the opportunity. You don't know where you're going. Some polls had you number one. They had you at least in the top 5 in some of the publications that I saw. And then all of a sudden, you kind of slipped down to your hometown team. What feeling was that for you, and how did you and your family respond to that when the Bulls got you?
Yeah, so, I went to G League Ignite for my, college season, but it was also my first pro season, and I think they did a great job, getting, all the work in. Coaches were amazing. There was also a lot of ups and downs there. I was having issues, with my health, my ankle in the beginning, but, once I got healthy, I found a rhythm, and, it got better from there. But, yeah, I slipped a little bit. Everyone says I slipped, but I'm actually very thankful. I feel like I'm in the best position right now. Hometown team, everybody believes in me. So, I think it was a surreal moment. Me and my family. I don't know if you guys saw the video of me getting drafted, but I was crying. But it was honestly like one of the best moments in my life right there.
Yeah, I was curious. What's it like for you to walk out on that United Center court? The first couple of times, did it almost seem like an out-of-body experience that, when you started the year, you were 19 years old, and here I am playing in the NBA for my hometown team. You almost had to pinch yourself that this is actually happening.
Yeah, for me, I'm always in the moment, and I view it like that, but I really don't. Like, once I'm on the court, I'm so focused, like I don't really, see the crowd, see where I'm at. I'm just, playing the sport I love. And I think once I'm off the court and I'm a little bit more relaxed, I see it that way. I'm very grateful, to be on the Bulls. And then watching the highlights like on my phone at home, I'm like, dang. I'm on the Bulls like playing.
One of the things that I've said about you going back to summer league and then, coming into your rookie year, how mature you are and how the game, you get better each and every game. The game seems to be slowing down from you. Now, I remember coming out of college, being a 4-year player in college, and how fast the game was for me when I stepped on the court. It seemed like everybody was going 1,000 miles a minute. I was trying to figure out rotations, where I was supposed to be on the court. And there's so much stuff going through a young player's head. Talk a little bit about what you've experienced.
Yeah, it was difficult for me at first. I think it started to get difficult that first like regular season game for me. The preseason I think went overall pretty well, and then you know I started to play the first regular season game and then all the other ones. And then, you got to earn the coach's trust, everything like that. And um, not getting to play much in the beginning was tough for me, honestly. As a competitor, um, it's difficult, to sit out because you want to, you're itching to get in there and, play the game you love. But, um, all these tribulations, I just leave it all up to God. And I thank him for tough days, not just good days.
Modest, with Billy Donovan, you kind of have to earn your stripes, earn your playing time out there. He's in the past, rookies have been broken in kind of slowly. You played one game for the Windy City Bulls and you dominated there, and then you quickly earned Billy's confidence. What was that process like for you to show Billy that, hey, I'm ready to play on this NBA level and I'm not going to back down from anybody?
Um, yeah, I mean, I got sent down to the G League, and I think every like player views it as disrespect, to be sent down to the G League. I don't view it that way. I view it as uh, a learning point. And every rookie's gonna go through a learning curve. So I wasn't really confused. I wasn't really concerned. I mean, I'd had that in my head, that there's always gonna be a learning curve. And I played the G League game. Then I had I don't remember which game, but I had a pretty decent game. I don't recall which one, but um yeah, and then the minutes started to, increase slowly, slowly. Um I started to feel like a little more connection with me and Billy. And I think that's what every coach, when you first get on a team, you have to earn their trust. So I wasn't really, concerned about my minutes. Um, and yeah, I'd say that. I'd say that.
One of the things that I like about you, and I saw it in the summer league, we call it, in basketball terms, he got dog in him. He got dog in him. He's not afraid of nobody. He gonna bark at you. He gonna dunk on you. He gonna let you know he dunked on you. One of the things that I've seen, so far in your maturation process is you're a gym rat. You love to be in the gym. You love to be working. Your 3-point shot. That was a big thing coming in. People thought, well, he's not a good 3-point shooter, da 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 da. That was a knock on you coming in, but you have really worked to become at least a threat at the 3-point line. You're shooting the ball so much better now with confidence. I know getting hit in the nose kind of threw you off a little bit because you've kind of been a little bit struggling since that
Yeah.
nose injury, but you were on
Yeah.
fire before that nose injury. So talk a
Mhm.
little bit about that.
Yeah. So I think even during the pre-draft process, that was like the main concern with me, because in Ignite, I think I was shooting like 28% from the three. And that wasn't really good. But um I think like one thing I told every team, like I'm always gonna get better. Like it doesn't matter what it is. It didn't like I told them I'm gonna be a good shooter. Like, and I'm gonna tell you guys, like I feel like I'm gonna be a really good shooter, moving on in the next couple of years. And I'm always in the gym, I'm always working. This is my job. Like I'm gonna put full dedication into it to advance.
So how's
But
your
also
trash
working
talking
but
coming
also
along?
working with Peter Patton helped a lot.
Yeah, talk a little bit about Peter because he's helped a lot of you guys with your shot and getting you guys confident taking that shot. He's worked with Io. Io's become a very good 3-point shooter over the last couple of years. Kobe, talk a little bit about your work with Peter.
Yeah, my work with Peter, I mean, we're in the gym every day working, but it's also like it's not just getting shots up and shooting shots and, getting the reps. It's a level of focus, when you're shooting. Every shot has to be the same. Every shot has to be, with you have to be locked into every shot. Every shot has to be you have to be locked in. So it's little stuff like ring finger, catching the ball the way you catch it, little stuff like that, the way you set your feet, and it has to be perfect every time. And I think that's what translated to the court.
Yeah, so it's I don't know if you know this, but Stacey is renowned for his trash talking, and you're already known for this yourself. So I think he could help you with some pointers if you need some. But how's that coming along for your game? Are you getting better at getting the guys' heads?
You know, I try to limit it now. But I always sneak it in there. You know, you I, I always sneak it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to.
Like, I really wasn't ever like that, a trash talking guy. Um, and people view me as like I don't fear nobody, but I was very fearful of a lot of things, growing up. Like, and I use bravery to overcome the fears that I have. I started doing it like at Ignite, like I had to turn up, and I think it helped me, in my game. And if you have something, in your back pocket that you can use to, throw off your opponent, I think you should use it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, so,
Exactly.
so what would you say to Zach Ricochet right now if you're saying?
um, we'll see when we play them
Yeah,
in
you got
Atlanta.
them coming up day after Christmas. Hey,
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about guarding some of the top players in the league. You've been matched up with Giannis and Paul George and some other great forwards around the NBA. We talked about a surreal experience. You've watched these guys on TV growing up. What's it been like guarding them? And have you been maybe a little bit surprised at how physical some of these guys are?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, elite level athletes. They work on their game every day. Everyone. To me, everyone in the league has to be respected because anyone can come in and bust your ass. But um, and those guys like Jason Tatum is
Yeah.
like very tough. Tough cover. He's really strong, fast. He can get to whatever. I feel like he has everything on the court. Um, that's probably been my toughest matchup this season. Yesterday, I feel like, but
Well, you even
there
had
was
to guard
there's a lot.
Embiid for a while against Philadelphia. You get switched on to Embiid a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like I can, I don't know. It's Jason Tatum's a little different though, like for me, because he can he can shoot threes off the dribble, all that. He's seeking contact, and it's tough because them stars they get every call, and I'm a rookie, I don't really get many.
That's true.
But
So
but one of the things, Modest, that I see in you is that your ability to handle the ball. I didn't know you could handle the ball as good as you do. I've been saying from day one, I'm like, this kid really is a small forward. He could play small forward for this team right now. When you look at yourself and you just going in the early eye test right now, and you say, okay, we're starting the summer. We're going into the summer. What do you think that you have to work on for year 2 to be better?
um, definitely get stronger. Definitely get stronger. But I'm really not concerned about that. I know like um I'm gonna get bigger, stronger, all of that. So shooting, ball handling, finishing. I don't really like to put myself in a box. Like I try to work on everything in my game, little things every day. But I think the main focuses will be like shooting, off the dribble stuff, getting stronger, finishing, stuff like that.
Tell us about your family dynamic. Did your parents play basketball? We've seen videos of your younger brother tearing it up in high school. What's the whole family dynamic like? And have people been coming out of the woodwork from your past trying to get tickets?
Oh yeah. I'd say yeah. My dad and my mom played professional basketball in Lithuania. My dad's actually a physical therapist now. He works with Valanciunas for the Wizards. Um, my little brother's committed to South Dakota for Division 1 basketball, and my sister's a Division 1 lacrosse player at
Wow.
Furman University.
Wow.
That's an impressive family right there.
Yeah.
And what do
We
they?
got
How do they react when they're watching you at the United Center? When you have conversations after the game, you get critiques, or is it all support?
Oh yeah, it's critiques, but it comes from love. So that's how you got to look at it.
I know that this team is close. This is probably one of the closest I've seen this team be in the last couple of years as far as you guys getting along. I see how you guys interact on the plane. I know when I came in, I had my boys. Like I had my young guys when I came in. Everybody was older. People had kids, and so me and BJ were coming from college, and we were just buds. Who's your guy? Who's your right hand man? Who's your bud that you want to hang out with most of the time?
It's a tough question. I think we're all like, we all want to hang out with each other, you know, just chill, talk, all that. I don't know. I'd say Io's up there. Um, Josh, Josh is up there. Torrey Craig, honestly.
Yeah, he's a
And
good vet.
yeah, he is. Talon probably. Yeah,
The Chicago
Chicago
connection.
guys hanging out. Yeah.
yeah.
The cool thing about this team is you guys are so young. You know, it's still a young team, generally a young team. There's so many pieces that are in there 23, 24 years old. So you're not necessarily coming to a vet team. We're a vet team when you got guys 36, 35, you know. I mean, Zach's still young. You know, Vooch is really the older statesman of the team, but everybody else is pretty in that 23, 24. So that's got to be a pretty relaxing thing for you to come into that environment with a bunch of young guys that's got some league experience.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think it helps for sure. You know, you can relate a little more. Um, and I think, you know, we're all, I don't know, I can't really explain. We all have a good time.
I see it every day.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny in today's NBA, rookies come in and they don't have to deal with a lot of the hazing that Stacey had to deal with.
Man.
They would send Stacey to
Man.
to get chicken to bring to the
Hey,
plane
dude,
and donuts
y'all are
and stuff.
so lucky y'all don't have the rookie hazing, dude.
You got
go
any
get
of that?
donuts. Go get donuts, coffee.
Yeah.
Go get Kentucky Fried Chicken. Bring it on the plane. Wow.
I be doing that.
I saw you do it the other day, though. I saw you had food.
I do all that. I get food for everybody.
Yeah, I did see it the other day. Do you don't get bags? I ain't seen you grab no bags out there.
No, carrying their
They're
bags.
carrying their bags.
Oh no, they don't. Yeah, they don't. They don't really. I mean, they can ask me. I'll do it. Like,
Yeah. So when we were rookies, they used to make us go get, you know, when the bags come off the plane like they do now, we had to go help, you know, the trainers and everybody put the bags on. But my first year, we went in the airport. We were commercial, and then we got our own plane my second year, and then we were chartered the second year. But like, I mean, Michael Jordan used to kick balls and shoot around and kick balls up into the third row, and then we'd have to.
Vooch did that one time.
Yeah, and we had to go get it. Did you have to go get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then finally, I put my foot down. I said, hey, listen, man, I ain't sign on for this. Like, I'll get the ball on the other end of the court, but if he gonna kick the ball up to the third level when the escalator's not working, I'm not doing it.
Vooch actually kicked the ball. I think he was mad in Dallas though. Like he kicked the ball there and shoot around, and someone was trying to go get it, and Zach's like, nah, he'll get it.
You got the rookie to get it, huh?
Yeah. So it was only one, so I marked it out like where it's at. So I remember after shoot around, and I'd go straight to it, grab it.
So you're a good rookie, man. I like that. You're not. They used to like when we'd be in a hotel, they'd order food and then sign my name or BJ's name on the bill. It could be like $1,000. And they'd be like, y'all first round pick, y'all can pay for that. Like, damn, man, y'all can't be doing that, bro. Like, we trying to save some money up in here. You haven't had that experience yet.
No, not really. The only like vets that really make me do stuff are like Zach really. Like it's not even Vooch for real. Like Lonzo doesn't do it. Yeah, he's Lonzo doesn't do it. Kobe. Io be telling, like, just making me like grab like forks during breakfast or something like that. But that's about it.
Wow. That's funny.
You know, you grew up in the Chicago area. You finished your high school career at a couple different locations, but I'm sure you know the mentality of Chicago sports fans. And even though you're a rookie, you're probably aware that a lot of people are saying, boy, the Bulls shouldn't try to win this year because if they don't finish in the bottom 10, the first-round draft pick has to go to the Spurs from a trade they made, 3-4 years ago. I know that Zach talked about that after the game yesterday, that players – and coaches don't tank. We're not worried about keeping that draft pick. We're trying to make the playoffs. What's your whole mentality on that?
Yeah, I'm trying to win as much as possible. That's the goal. I don't know. I'm not really concerned about that. I'm not really looking at that right now. I'm just focused on what I got to do on the basketball court and becoming a better player. But whatever happens, happens. That's how I'm looking at it.
One of the things, Modest, I said last night, and I've said pretty much all year long, if you guys make shots, you can beat anybody.
Yeah.
And then when you're not making shots, last game against Boston in the third quarter, I thought that was one of the best defensive sequences that I've seen you guys play. They went almost 4 minutes without scoring. And people can say, well, they were just missing shots. No, you guys were contesting shots. You guys were rotating nicely. You were rebounding the 50-50 balls. I thought that was the turning point in the game for you guys. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we I think we called a timeout early in the third, and Tori's like, he's a great leader. So he was telling everybody, like, we gotta up the defensive intensity. We gotta be more aggressive. Everything like that. Rebound, box out, just do everything right and push. We always have like slow third quarter starts, usually in every game. So once we get over that hump in the third quarter, I think it's hard to beat us as a team. And Tori's a great leader. He was telling us, keep pushing. Right here is where we can beat them. And you saw they started to get a little emotional during that third quarter.
What did you think of Joe Mazula wigging out like he did? That was quite a scene. They had to escort him off the court. They were pretty freaked out with those technicals, which really turned the game around for you guys.
Um, I mean, that's in human nature. To sometimes get mad, and it happens to everybody. And it happened to be Joe yesterday. So.
One of the things, Modest, before we let you go, and I think you get this, and I think a lot of the kids on the team, I know Io gets this, I know THT gets this. Growing up here in Chicago, you guys understand what it's like to play here. You guys know what it's like, the fan base is here, and how important it is for you to come out every single night and give maximum effort. It's about that name on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back. You guys take pride in that, being Chicago kids. Talk a little bit about that. I know Derrick Rose did. And I can see it in you guys as well.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like I have a chip on my shoulder every time I play, and it's just more once I'm playing for Chicago. Since I've been playing for Chicago, I think it's just a Chicago thing. Like, you just want to go and kill everybody on the court, and it's a mentality. It's You just want the best for the Chicago fans. And they do a lot. They come to every game. They're always in support. So you just want to, make them proud, make the city proud.
Well, Modest, we really appreciate you taking time. I know the NBA schedule is so hectic, and we appreciate you joining us.
Day off.
Yeah. Hey, continued success. Keep dunking on people. We're loving the highlights. Yeah.
Ah! Little Uzi Vert. Oh, wait, before I let you go, I got to ask you. When did you hear the nickname I gave you? And tell the Bulls Nation what you think of the nickname I gave you.
Okay, so I think it was my friend, actually. His name's Wade. He's from here. He showed me a clip of you saying "Lil Boozy Vert" after a dunk. I loved it. It's creative for sure.
Well, you're in the Hall of Fame, because you got to earn nicknames from me. I've given a lot of guys nicknames here in the.
I'm paying homage to you right now.
I appreciate it, but you know what? You pay homage to me where you play, man. I really love the way you play. I'm a big fan. I've been a big fan since day one. I was so happy that the Bulls were able to draft you, and you failed to us. And I think you got stardom written all over you. Just keep playing hard, keep being you, and stay humble. That's the key.
Yes, sir, for sure. Thank you, guys. For real.
I'll see you next Boston game, man, tomorrow.
Hey, there we go.
Hometown guy, Modest Buzelis, our guest on Gimme the Hot Sauce. Thanks very much, Modest. Happy holidays to you and your family. So we'll talk more NBA. Tim will have another beer, and we'll see where that goes next.
Didn't even drink it.
He thought he was gone, baby.
Yeah.
Modest is back.
I'm number one here for that. But hey, thanks for being number 2 in blocks, number 2 in dunks with your limited minutes. That's an amazing thing to say at your level, man. You're a pleasure to watch.
Thank you guys, for real. I need some hot sauce now.
I'll bring you some. I'll bring you some next game.
There we go.
All right, big dog. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
enjoy your day off.
Take care. Modest Buzelis, the encore appearance here on Give Me the Hot Sauce.
Calling me out for not having my beer. How dare he?
We got more NBA talk, a little football coming up next on Give Me the Hot Sauce. Once again, our thanks to Modest Buzelis for joining us, and he had so much fun. He's already talking about coming back, which is a great thing.
Yes. He wants to be a repeat guest. He wants to bring in the IO. They want to sit down. I tell you what, this is a fun group to watch.
Yeah, they are.
I'm around them every day, and they get along. They you can just tell it's a bunch of young kids. Like I was on like an AAU team because you got so many guys that are 23, 24 years old. You know, Modest is the youngest one of all of them, but you wouldn't know. I mean, he's right there with them. Like it's like the little puppy following the bigger puppies, but he's a big puppy.
You know, it's funny. We talk about this during the game broadcasts, the stats. The Bulls are first in the NBA in pace. They're second in three-point field goals made and percentage. It's like, they've had a completely different style this year. I mean, Billy, to his credit, realized that they had to play this way in order to be competitive, and it really has paid dividends on the court.
Well, I mean, you take, pre-Lonzo Ball's injury, they were playing at a faster pace. He went out, and then they had to regroup very fast because it's hard to replace a player like Lonzo Ball. So then you have DeMar DeRozan. That's an isolation player. That's a guy that can, half court is one of the best in the game. So your game kind of tailors to his strengths and Zach's strengths. But Zach can play either way. So what you're seeing now is that they went younger. A lot of people criticize AK by going to get all these young guys off the bench. It's turned out to be a pretty smart move. And I guarantee people are going to start doing the same thing now.
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch. I mean, right now the Bulls are winning some games. They're moving closer to that 500 mark, and people are starting to catch on. They've had problems, of course, with no cable carrier for the games. People can't see it as much as they'd like, but I think the buzz is starting to happen not only in Chicago but around the league. Like, hey, this Bulls team is dangerous. You can't think this is an easy win anymore.
Well, and Mark, and we've seen it, throughout the season. There's going to be some ups and there's going to be downs. Okay, but this team. And I always say this, if they make shots, and we talked about it with Modest, if they make shots, they can beat anybody, okay? If they don't make shots, they have to rely on their defense. They have to change their mindset. Instead of getting up more threes and we're going to hit some sooner or later, your mindset now has to turn and say, hey, we're not hitting shots right now, so we have to focus defensively and lock down. If we're not scoring, you're not scoring. And I saw that against Boston in the third quarter. They just decided, like, hey, you know what? You're not getting any easy shots. They contested shots, and they've had a really good month of December. They're 5-2 right now, then possibly going to be better than that. They got a couple of home games coming up that I think that they can win. They got a tough schedule. Nothing's easy, but they're playing really, really well. They just got to find a way to win at home. That's one of the biggest things. The home games have been really tough for them for some reason.
Yeah,
but the road, they just seem very comfortable on the road.
And there could be changes ahead. Of course, the NBA trade deadline is February 6th, but on December 15th, any player who signed a contract over the summer became eligible to be included in a trade, which means about 85% of the league is now eligible to be traded. And so now the rumor mill is starting. And we've had really credible reporters talking about the fact that the Denver Nuggets, who have gotten off to a very shaky start, have shown interest in a trade for Zach LaVine, who's playing some of the best basketball of his career. It makes sense from a Denver perspective to let him play with Nikola Jokic, who's one of the best passing big men in the history of the game. Zach would get all kinds of open shots. The question is, Michael Porter Jr. could be coming back. Do you think this has got some legs? Because I know Casey Johnson has reported that he's heard that there have been talks between the Bulls and the Nuggets.
Oh, definitely. I think now that Zach has shown the NBA that he's healthy, because that was the biggest thing coming into the season, and one of the reasons why the Bulls weren't able to pull the trigger in the summertime, because he was just coming off foot surgery. He's been injured some throughout his career, and people were questioning whether his durability would hold up. Now you've seen him come out here, and he's come on like gangbusters. He's had one of his best seasons, as far as balance, the shooting, the three-point shooting. He's playing defense. He's out there competing. He's being a leader on his team. Listen, I've got no gripe with the way he's played this year. I think he's taken a leadership role in his team. He's at least attempting to play defense, and he's still a deadly scorer. When he wants to score 30, he makes it look so easy. He's one of the few players in this league that makes scoring 30 and 40 easy.
Yeah.
Where most people, you see them, they're like, they got to take a lot of shots to get 30. They got to, hit so many threes. Zach can shoot with two people hanging on him. Where most people would think that's a bad shot, it's not a bad shot for Zach because he can make that shot. So if he can continue this, I guarantee you there's going to be some other teams step up too, because what you're seeing right now is Boston's the favorite to win it all, okay? You got Oklahoma City in the West that's favorite to win it all. So you got those two teams. These other teams are one or two players away from really being legit title contenders. And you get a guy like Zach LaVine. I'd hate to part with Zach, but if you get a guy like Zach LaVine on your team that's capable of scoring 30 easily, and you pair him with a Jokic or LeBron James or playing with Steph Curry, imagine him playing in Golden State. How many open shots he'd get playing with Golden State? I mean, he'd be like Klay Thompson over there. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of teams knocking on the door for the Bulls, but it's what are you going to give up to get him?
Yeah, after the Bulls win in Boston, Zach LaVine met with reporters and he was, he acknowledged the fact that there are trade rumors out there, but he said that if we keep this team together, I think we can make the playoffs. Now, we've seen Philadelphia's really tumbled with Embiid missing most of the season and Paul George really not being the same Paul George he was in the past. So they may be out of the picture. Is there a scenario now where the Bulls could make the 8-team? I'm not talking about play-in. I'm talking about the playoffs.
Yeah, legitimately they can. I mean, what are they right now? 13 and 15 or something?
And they're closing in on 6th place right now. I'm
telling you, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, a couple of things got to happen. They got to stay healthy, okay? But with the way they're playing and this, at first you wonder how long are they going to be able to sustain this pace that they're playing at. It looks like it's very sustainable. I mean, from what I'm seeing every night, I'm at the game. They don't look tired. They look in shape. They're pushing the ball. They're getting as many shots up. Kobe is shooting the ball well. I mean, their guards are shooting the ball well. I'm going to continue to say this. If they make shots, 40, 50 threes, they hit 20 of them, they can beat anybody.
Yeah.
They can beat anybody. We've seen them down 25, 26 and lock in defensively and then come back and win these games. We've seen both sides of it. We've seen where they shoot lights out and blow teams out. They are capable, if no one gets hurt, of their main guys, they are capable of getting to the playoffs and being a solid play-in team, which then you kiss that pick goodbye.
That's right. Well, the 2026 draft is also supposed to be very good, so maybe that would be a blessing in disguise. But, looking back to the Zach LaVine thing, the reported rumor would be that it would be Michael Porter Jr. and Zeke Naji coming back to match Zach's contract, because both teams are over the salary cap. You have to match the money.
Yeah, listen. I'm a big fan of Zach LaVine. I always have. I just think he's an elite level scorer. Not too many people can do what Zach LaVine can do. I understand, where the Bulls are at right now. They have a tough decision. If they feel like there's a team good enough to get into the playoffs legitimately, not a playing game, but legitimately get in the top 6, they're going for it. The players are going for it. The only way you're going to guard against that, you bench people. You're benching Zach, telling him take weeks off. Vooch is out, and you're playing nothing but young players. That's the only way that's going to happen, and they're not going to do that because players are not. You heard Modest say it. You heard Zach say it. Players don't go out there with the mindset of tanking.
Right.
They go out there with the mindset. If you're a professional athlete, you get paid to play and win. They're going out there with the mindset of winning basketball games. They're not thinking about Cooper Flag sweepstakes. They're not thinking about that. They want to win. If they're thinking about the sweepstakes with Cooper Flag, that means we suck. That means people think we suck.
And for a guy like Modest, he'd be taking his minutes.
Yeah.
Why does he want Cooper Flag?
I don't really think so. I think Modest would play with it. That would be a nice pairing with those two guys. I saw both.
Patrick Williams.
I saw both those guys work out together, and if you closed your eyes and you didn't know either one of them, you would not have known. You would thought you were looking at twins because they both play the same way. They're both long and average. I think Cooper Flag may be just a little bit an inch taller. and he has a little bit more size on him. But as far as their skill set, they're the same.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens as we head up to the NBA trade deadline. But specifically, Michael Porter. I mean, Bulls fans remember that was a guy they considered drafting back when they took. I think that was the Wendell Carter draft.
Yes.
And they passed on it because of the back issue.
A lot of
he
teams
slid all the
passed
way
on
to the back lottery. Now he's part of that championship team. He's having a really good year. I believe Porter Jr. has 2 more years left on his contract. So this wouldn't be a salary dump. You'd be taking a guy that you thought was going to be part of your future.
Well, I mean, he's a very good young player. I mean, you got to remember, he's still young. He's like 25 years old. I mean, he's still a young player. And, he can still shoot the ball. He'd be your small forward for the next, how many years left on his deal. I think the biggest thing with him is, and I think a lot of teams are scared of, is his health. Like, how durable is his back? Is this something that's going to happen long term? And if it, I'm like Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. Okay, AK is not going to entertain any kind of conversation with Denver if Michael Porter Jr. is not healthy. He was there. He drafted him. He was there during that time. So he knows he was in there when they were doing all the tests on his back. He was there when the doctors told him whatever the prognosis was, that he was fine. He's going to be fine for the next 20 years. Whatever it was, AK was there. So he must feel, if he's involved in it, we don't know. We just go by what the experts say. But if he happens to be involved in that conversation and Michael Porter Jr.'s names comes up, there's not a better person that knows that kid than him.
The Bulls are going to see a lot of their rivals to the north, the Milwaukee Bucks, and the Bucks have turned things around. They won the NBA Cup, beating the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Beat them soundly.
Yeah, they played the best defensive game I've seen them play in a long time. Giannis seems to be dedicated to getting back to that MVP conversation. They've turned things around, and now these are going to be a couple of tough games.
Well, I see Dame and Giannis have figured it out now. I see Giannis now relinquishing having to bring the ball up every single time and going through him. He's giving the ball to Dame and saying, you get us in the offense. It runs better through your hands. I saw that against Oklahoma City. What they did against Oklahoma City that no one's done with them is they completely took them out of everything. Right. Oklahoma City couldn't make a shot. The length bothered them. I think the size bothered Oklahoma City. And I think what you saw was a blueprint of how to beat Oklahoma City. That's why Denver has a punching chance against them, because of the size that they present. When you look at Aaron Gordon, you look at Joker, they got size. And so when you have size, that's what caused Oklahoma City problem. Until they get Chet Holmgren back, Hartenstein does a good job, but that's about it. You need Chet Holmgren to come back from that hip injury, and we don't even know how he's going to come back from that.
Yeah.
So size bothered Oklahoma City. But they're the same way. If they make shots, they're going to beat you. But Oklahoma City had a hard time with the length of Milwaukee.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Eastern Conference shakes out as we move towards the midway point of the season. Whispers, Christmas right around the corner. How can folks get their hands on some hot sauce if you're not Modest Buzelis, who's going to get it hand-delivered by Stacey King?
Well, they can talk to my old friend, Mr. Walken.
All right, let's bring him out. I know he was under the weather last week. He couldn't join us.
That's right. It's good to be back. And what most people don't know is I'm one of Santa's helpers. Sometimes I peer through your windows. I know when you're
That's
sleeping.
a little creepy.
Come on,
creepy
Chris.
alert.
And I know when you're awake. I've looked in your windows, Stacey. I didn't like what I see. No, I saw some things.
Creepy.
It is creepy. That's what I do. But yeah, you can get these stocking stuffers still if you order today. We'll get it out and deliver it. And you can put it under your tree. You can put it on your ham. I don't care what you do with it. Just order some and
You
Oh,
use the
inject
code.
your ham like Stacey does.
That's what I saw through the window. I'm not.
God.
I'm worried.
Freak. Yeah, freak.
I reported to Santa, and he said he's been delivering coal to the King House a long time.
Oh, my God. And look, Chris Walken has the same shirt on that Tim does. They both, Night at the Roxbury.
I can
Night at the Roxbury,
I can
baby.
do the walking hair, too. All right.
Night at the Roxbury, baby.
It's holiday time, and I hope you're enjoying yourself. Hope you're enjoying this episode of the Gimme the Hot Sauce podcast. We'll talk a little football when we come back. One more segment to go. We are very thankful for so much this holiday season, especially people who've supported the show from the very start. That means our good buddy, Jeff Vukovic. If you have insurance needs, auto, home, and business, make sure to contact the guy who will treat you like royalty, our good friend, Jeff Vukovic. He will take care of all of your auto, home, and business insurance needs. You can reach him at jeffvuk.com, jeffvuk.com. The phone number, 847-825-4783. I know it's the time for Christmas carols, but the nationwide jingle is always in style.
Nationwide is on your side. Baritone, baby.
That's the deep baritone,
baby.
Stacey King. Happy holidays to everybody. And one of the new things that's around for sports fans is the college football playoff. You guys excited? Are you guys excited about the 12-team playoff?
Yes. SMU.
SMU. They play Penn State, right?
Yeah.
They're done.
They get
It's a
upset.
wrap.
In the snow, that running game,
It's a
I don't
wrap.
know. I'm telling
It's
you.
snowing in South Bend.
So
Indiana.
cold.
So
Okay,
that we
so
can,
here's what I'm picking so far.
I smell upsets.
Texas is going to beat Clemson, and they're going to beat Arizona State, so they're going to get to the semi.
That's going to be a blowout, Texas Clemson.
Okay. Tennessee, Ohio State. They're playing at Ohio State.
Yeah.
So Ohio State is the favorite.
Tennessee's
Penn
dangerous.
State's going to beat SMU. I hate to say it.
Most likely.
And Notre Dame's going to beat Indiana, and they're going to get killed by Georgia. And it doesn't matter who comes out of the
Georgia's
quarterfinal.
quarterback is out. He's not going
Doesn't
to play in the
matter.
playoffs.
Georgia always reloads. They got another guy who's sitting there waiting. So Boise State versus Penn State is going to be Penn State versus Georgia. Georgia's going to dog walk them, and then they're going to get to the national championship game against Texas Longhorns. Now, here's where I think they should correct this, okay? Instead of playing these cold places and having to go on someone's home field, they should just implement the bowl games, okay? The Orange Bowl should be Clemson.
They will do that for the quarterfinals.
Yeah, but they need to do it all because there's still a lot of bowls.
Yeah.
You know, you
got a lot of crappy
You got a lot of
games.
a lot of
Give me the
crappy
hot
bowls.
sauce bowl.
You know,
We could've done it.
the
like
toilet
that.
bowl. You got all kind of bowls, okay? So put them someplace warm.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to play a game in the cold and the snow. It's just terrible for a college football game. Because you give someone a home field advantage. You know, first they get to play at home. That's a home field advantage. Like in the NCAA tournament, you don't get to play at home.
Do you hear how many seats Indiana got for Notre Dame?
No, how many?
6,500.
Yeah, they'll be kind of outnumbered.
That's a little. Come
That's
on,
what
in the
I'm
same
saying.
state,
State rivalry.
even.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, they actually don't have
if
rivalry.
you're gonna have a tournament, it should be kind of like the NCAA. No, it's
Neutral
a neutral
sites, yeah,
field.
yeah.
Nobody gets home field advantage. It's a neutral field, and the best team wins. But you know they're not.
6,500 seats. That's uncool.
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's
you
a
know,
playoff
It's a
game,
sister
really?
school. It's a sister school.
And for all you
Come on.
watching on the Chicago Sports Network, we appreciate you joining us.
We do,
And,
we do.
You're going to have to see how Stacey did because when this airs, those games have already been played.
Yeah.
So
You know what?
Stacey will have receipts on whether
I will
or
have
not he got
receipts on it. Yes,
got
I
right.
will. And I'm sure we taped it for all my picks. You know, the guys taped it. So
We can't fix it in editing, so Stacey's got to live with those predictions.
you know what it is, Mark. I'm
So
just
the
happy to
usual
be
bet
here.
on those upsets. Are we
You're
still
not
going to
getting
do
upset.
$1?
You're not getting upset. There's no upsets. Tim.
I'm putting $1 on SMU.
All right.
I guess
got
the
that.
football chatter, we're not going to know what happens with the Lions-Bears game on Sunday, but they've lost 8 in a row going into that one. Are they going to win another game this
No.
year, the Bears?
No.
Yeah.
No.
That is
Should
dead
Poles
men
keep his
walking.
job, though? That's the question.
Did you hear what DJ Moore said? He said, "What are you looking forward to the rest of the season?" He goes, "Vacation."
I
1, 2,
told
3,
you.
Cancun.
Oh.
1, 2, 3, Cancun.
He wants out. That's the rumbling. He wants to
He
be
does not
traded.
look happy, and he signed that long-term extension too.
Yeah.
Listen. At the end of the day, and this is what kind of I get upset with players about. You have a job to do, regardless of what it is, regardless of what the situation is. They paid you a lot of money, made you one of the top receivers in the game. You owe it to come out and give your best every single night.
Yeah.
And then you know what? If your best is not good enough, then it's not good enough. But to sit up there and get on the front of a camera and go, I can't wait till vacation time. That's already said. You already packed up the season. You're mentally not into the game anymore. So if I'm the Bears, sit his ass down. Start playing some of these younger guys and let's see what they can do.
How about that shot at Caleb on Monday night in the fourth quarter after he took a hard sack, just lying down on the bench in pain? I mean, that kind of sums up the whole season for the Bears.
But I think he got too much criticism for that. And then Le'Veon Bell, of all people, chimes in. And then
I
to do
missed that. What did he say?
the best. He did a picture saying this is the guy you thought was going to be a star, and it was
Oh,
great
him
picture.
slumped over on
Caleb.
the bench?
No. The second picture was him holding his pink wallet, pink phone, and his
Oh,
painted
that's crazy.
fingernails.
Man.
But then the greatest response was, I love guys that are really clever with the response. Hey, dummy. he has more rushing yards this year than the last 2 years in your NFL career. So
Listen,
that was a great
listen.
response.
Listen, the Bears have a franchise quarterback. We see this, okay? He's shown you that he has the skill set to be a very good quarterback. Listen, he's going to throw for over 3,000 yards. He's going to be the first Bears quarterback to throw over 4,000 yards next year, okay? It's going to happen next year, okay?
It will.
Now, depending on what coach you get here, you hear Mike Vrabel, and then he's talking about bringing in, Josh McDaniels for the offensive coordinator, that New England thing. Okay, once again, you're going after a defensive guy.
Yeah.
How about break the trend and go get a legitimate offensive guy, and then hire a good defensive coordinator? Go just flip the script. You're always hiring defensive guys that that are not offensive minded.
Yeah, but Vrabel's culture.
Yeah, he's culture.
That matters.
He's culture, but you can hire him as your line coach. You can hire. Listen, there's a bunch of guys. There were some things I put out on Twitter the other day. You know what? The Bears just need to go spend money and get quality guys. Okay, you got quality guys coaching quality players. You got a franchise quarterback. You got great pieces around him. Your defense really is not as bad as they're playing right now. So go out and go pay the money to get a good coach. Imagine if Caleb had Sean McVay.
Yeah. Right.
Imagine if he had. Look at the job that
Jim
Sean
Harbaugh
Payton.
with
Look
the
at
Chargers.
the job Sean Payton has done. Sean Payton took a lot of criticism with Russell Wilson. Okay, he takes a rookie quarterback from Oregon, Bo Nix, and Bo Nix is probably going to be an All-Pro quarterback this year as a rookie. He's played the most consistent of all the rookies that they're in the NFL this year. I think they have the chance to be 10-3 or 10-4. They're playing for a playoff spot. They're in the playoff hunt right now. But look at the job he's done. How about Cliff Kingsbury, the job he's done as an offensive coordinator with the quarterback from Washington, Jaden Daniels? How about that? Get you a guy who's offensive minded. Get you an offensive coach, a quarterback's coach that can coach Caleb Williams up. Get you a defensive guy that can coach your defense. Vrabel's a 3-4 guy. So that means the Bears would have to go from their typical defense that they're used to playing to being a 3-4 team. That's going to be difficult. Now you got to relearn a whole new system for the guys who are coming back
personnel.
in.
You need more linebackers.
Yeah, you got to change. You got to change personnel. You got to get more linebackers. So if you bring Vrabel in, for culture, you can get culture anywhere. You can get culture anywhere.
I don't know
Lovie
what
Smith was culture. Lovie Smith was culture, and you fired him. Yeah. He was 10-6 when you fired him. You haven't been the same since. It's the Lovie Smith curse. The curse of Lovie. That's what it is.
He was
the
a
curse of
guy,
Lovie,
wasn't he?
He's a defensive guy, but you know what?
The culture back.
No. He was a defensive guy, but he allowed his offensive coordinator to coach their teams. He coached the defense, and he overstood the defense, and he overstood the whole program. But at the end of the day, he held people accountable. He held guys accountable.
His offensive coordinator for a year was Mike Tice.
Mike Tice, listen.
That's after he was a failed offensive lineman. Coach.
Mike Tice was in St. Louis, brought back the greatest show on turf. Okay. Let's not get it twisted, okay? After that, he didn't have the same personnel guys that he had in St. Louis. You didn't have Kurt Warner, who's a Hall of Famer. You didn't have Torrey Holt. You didn't have Isaac Bruce. You didn't have Marshall Faulk. You take any offensive coordinator away from that kind of group, half those guys are Hall of Famers.
Yeah, players win championships.
When players win championship, they make everybody. Listen. You give me a headset in here. I play Madden. I play college football. You let me have a headset on. Let me call some plays. And if I got the personnel mark and they go out there, we're throwing touchdowns and Caleb Williams throwing for 400+ yards like he does in a video game. I'll be like, Stacey's the greatest offensive coordinator ever.
Hallelujah, Stacey King,
baby.
coach of the Bears.
That's right.
Holiday.
I'm putting my hat out there, Bears. I do it online every night. I coach a team every night.
I run the models.
I run the ball, and we getting it up and down the field. I'm throwing bombs, baby. If you need an offensive coordinator, come get me.
Hey, we usually wrap up the show every week with what we're watching, and I'm going to call an audible here. Instead of what we had planned, what's you guys' favorite Christmas show to watch during the holiday season? Is there one show that you like to see every year that brings some nostalgia?
Well, there's always that debate about if it's a Christmas movie or not.
Oh, Die Hard?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And so is Lethal Weapon. They both start.
It figures that Tim would go for violence.
They both open with the same song. Here. No, all right. If I have to go to the family stuff, it's Elf.
Elf is hilarious.
And I mean, like it's even an angry Elf is good.
I would say for me, it would be Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton.
That's hilarious.
Okay. And then one of my all-time favorites. I'm a big Vince Vaughn guy. I love Vince Vaughn.
Four Christmases is one of the best
when he had
ever.
to go back and he had to go back to the families,
It's
and
so
his brothers were the MMA fighting guys, and
which is John Favreau and Tim McGraw.
And he changed his name. His name was Dakota. They named him after every state where they were conceived at.
Right.
He was conceived in Dakota, so he changed his name because he didn't like that name. And so he's going back. They go back to see their families because every year for Christmas, him and what's the actress name?
Reese Witherspoon.
Reese Witherspoon. They never go home for Christmas. They always want to come back. They never go. They go on vacation somewhere.
They're about to leave to Hawaii.
And they were about to leave, and then they had a snowstorm. They couldn't go, so they had to end up going to go see their families for Christmas. And it's hilarious.
No, they got caught at the airport on TV.
Oh yeah.
Interviews are like, oh shit.
Yeah, they did get caught. But if you haven't seen Four Christmases with Vince Vaughn, check it out. It's hilarious.
Well, as the old guy in the group, I'm going to give you some sentimentality. The show that my family and I watch every year is White Christmas with Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye. It's an oldie classic, and it brings some good
What about
feelings.
It's a Wonderful Life?
I don't care that as much for that.
No?
No.
Mark, how old are you?
Way too old.
Man, what? Mark said,
I wasn't there on set when they were filming it. I'm just telling you I like to watch it.
I like White Christmas. I was like, who's in that? He's like Bing Crosby. I'm like, damn.
Well,
Bing
Mark still
Crosby?
skates like Bing Crosby. You know?
How old was Bing Crosby at that? How old was it? That was that in black and white?
No, it's in color.
It's in color? Oh, okay. Jeez, Mark. I thought you'd say something like, something up to date. Mark's like, I like the.
It's the holiday season. These guys are just Grinches over here. I do like the Grinch that Stole Christmas.
That's good too.
The animated.
Yeah,
version.
the animated version. Yeah, the animated version is
Oh,
The
good.
movie
all
with Jim
good.
Carrey, not so great.
No,
Oh, it's good.
he's a Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
He's a Jim Carrey guy.
All right, so Whispers hasn't even finished his first beer. I don't know what kind of
What's
holiday party
happening
this is.
here?
D and Nick and Cisco, thanks for all your hard work. But the way they're picking in their teeth, I think they ate all the food. So
Yeah, we probably got nothing left.
there's nothing left.
Yeah, nothing left. But hey, you know
Scraps
what?
for
Surprise,
us.
surprise. We're running a sweatshop over here. So the kids are trying to feed themselves. They're trying to take the food home to their families. This is what we do over here, America.
Hey, we wish everybody a happy holiday season, Merry Christmas, and we've got all kinds of exciting things planned for the new year. So make sure you check us out every week. We appreciate you liking and subscribing on YouTube and the various platforms on X and on Blue Sky and wherever else you can find us. So thanks for watching and listening, and we're looking forward to great things in the new year.
And make sure you follow us on Twitter. GimmeTheHotSauce.com on Twitter and Instagram. And then make sure you hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel because it helps our channel grow. And we're looking forward to our new partnership with CHSN. We're having a blast with them so far. It's been great. And we're looking forward to many, many more. You'll catch us like a sitcom every week. We're like a sitcom every week on TV. So I'm still getting used to that, but we're having a blast.
Any final words, Whispers?
Well, I appreciate what you guys had, your little clips as I was searching for us. Our podcast is not yet on the app, but it was great to see you guys talking about the Frankenberry outfit. And that was a good clip. And then Stacey doing his surprise cameo on the Xavier podcast. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, and a belated happy birthday, Adam Amin. You guys had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with it yesterday. They had like a little montage.
Yeah,
and great finishing call on the Boston game. That was very exciting.
Yeah,
you guys tore it up.
Listen, man, we that's why they pay us the little bucks. We need the big bucks. They pay us the little bucks right now, and one day we will make the big bucks. But
don't let them fool you.
I tell you right
This
now,
man's rolling in cash.
America, don't listen to him. I'm using Monopoly money right now to go buy Christmas gifts. It's terrible. It's terrible, America. Help a brother out. Go fund me. Go fund me.
What a note for the holidays. Stacey King wrapping up our free Christmas show. Thanks to everybody for watching and listening. We'll be back again real soon.
Drive on safely. Beep, beep. Merry Christmas. Hey, what's up? This is Stacey King.
And I'm Timmy Whispers.
Of Gimme the Hot Sauce podcast. Each week, make sure you join us. Timmy Whispers, what do they need to hit?
They need to hit like and subscribe so they get all the notifications and news from our podcast.
That boy is sweet. Just make sure when the video's over, click to the left, and you'll hear our previous videos for the previous week and have some fun because we'd love to have fun on Gimme the Hot Sauce podcast.
Woohoo!
Oh, my goodness. It's only preseason, but I'm hyped. Neil